Number 1. 1813 Holey dollar and dump. The first homegrown attempt to solve the currency crisis with distinctively Australian species was the brainchild of Lachlan Macquarie, 5th Governor of New South Wales. One of his most important was the creation of the Holey dollar and dump. Macquarie turned to forger William Henschel to cut each coin in two by removing a central plug. The result was a silver coin with a hole in the middle, the Holey dollar, and a smaller piece known as a dump. Henschel then counterstamped both coins with the words New South Wales 1813 and their respective values, 5 shillings for the Holey dollar and 15 pence for the dump. Today these pieces are highly sought after. In 2015, an especially rare Madrid Holey dollar sold for 550,000 Australian dollars. Number 2. 1852 Adelaide pound. Holey dollar and dumps were recalled from 1822, after the British government insisted on their replacement with sterling currency. To alleviate this new crisis, the Adelaide Assay Office was hastily established, under the 1852 Bullion Act. Enticing miners to bring their gold to South Australia with attractive payments, it began production of 22-carat Adelaide pounds, with a face value £1, boldly stamped on the reverse. The Adelaide pound was an historic achievement, the first coin produced in Australia from Australian gold, with an entirely Australian design. Few of the roughly 25,000 produced survive today. It is hardly surprising that when these rare examples become available, they command top dollar. Number 3. 1855 Sydney Mint Sovereign. Australia gold rush of the 1850s unearthed vast quantities of precious metal. To turn this enormous wealth into coinage, the first overseas branch of Britain Royal Mint was opened in Sydney, capital of New South Wales, in 1855. Created by Leonard Charles Wynne, one of the famous dynasty of 19th-century engravers, the Sydney Type I reverse featured elements representing radical departures from tradition. For the first time, the denomination 1 sovereign was included on the reverse, which also comprised depictions of St. Edward crown and a laurel wreath. The word Australia was prominently positioned. To underline the point that these coins were not struck in London, Sydney Mint was also incorporated into the novel design. A youthful portrait of Queen Victoria, with a braid in her hair, by James Wynne appeared on the obverse. Among Australia most sought-after numismatic treasures, Sydney sovereigns were produced until 1870, after which all Australian-made versions featured imperial designs with the addition of a small s, m or p mint mark. Number 4. 1919 Kookaburra pattern penny and halfpenny. An interesting experiment was undertaken between 1919 and 1921, as part of a move towards a smaller, and thus more cost-effective national coinage. Bearing an image of an iconic Australian kookaburra, pattern penny and halfpenny pieces were struck in London and Melbourne from lighter, hard-wearing cupro nickel. Most noticeable was their square shape, designed to avoid confusion with 6-penny and 3-penny pieces. Several hundred trial coins were distributed to officers of the Treasury, parliamentarians, industry and selected members of the public, to gauge their reaction. Ultimately, the square shape proved their undoing, as coin vending machine operators successfully demonstrated how easily they jammed in the coin acceptor mechanism. The exact number in existence remains a mystery. Royal Mint records from the period do not indicate how many were produced, and so numismatists are left to guess just how many are still around. With valuations of up to 300,000 Australian dollars, the square kookaburra is a prized coin rarity. Number 5. 1930 Australian penny. Fascination with the 1930 penny stems from the mystery surrounding its accidental minting. The Melbourne Mint records report that the coin was never struck for circulation. It was not until the 1940s that its existence was revealed, with the mintage subsequently estimated to be between 1,500 and 2,000. Interest in the coin went way beyond numismatists and collectors. By the 1960s, the public discovery of the coin that never was whipped the nation into a frenzy. proof quality examples, showpieces made to the very highest standards, number just 6. In 2019, a Sydney collector was reported to have paid $1.15 Australian million for a proof 1930 penny, ranking it as the nation's most valuable